All right, Larry, we are due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Carolina Panthers and the Washington Redskins. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. They come up in an offset eye. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
Back to throw here. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. It's a gain of 5, and it's a 2nd down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Green, 39, green.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. Now a former Iowa Hawkeye, it's Brandon Wager. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
They'll run the option left. And he'll take this one down near the 15. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Redskins have an extra man in the secondary here on third. That is caught. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Their dangerous wide receiver. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Panthers take it right down and score on the opening drive. Well, that's how they envisioned it. Get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And here come the Redskins now. Try and start this drive in the air. He's got time. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
Now the first carry for Bush. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
Brandon, with the last couple of plays for the offense not being good at all, my thought process as a coordinator, get the ball in the hands of my best player and see if I can salvage anything out of this drive.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver.
And the Panthers bring in their nickel set as they try to defend here on third down.
5 defensive backs. He'll drop to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. A gain of 19 on 3rd and 18, and that'll move the chains.
There's a good push to the tight end, and I think they were looking at something out central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
On the counter, it's Bush. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Completed pass on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down as the defense looks for the stop.
Let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
There's a little bit of defense right there. Nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They just snuffed out every route that was going. Quarterback never got rid of the football.
Now the former Gamecock, Spencer Lanning, on to punt it away. Pulled in at the 24. That'll go as a 39-yard punt. Give him 9 on the return. And the Panthers will get it here as they take possession. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. Trent Murphy, the one to bring him down.
Well, we all know the guy carrying the ball is going to get the credit both in the stat line and probably in the newspaper. But guess what? Those guys creating holes, they couldn't feel better about themselves right now. Offensive line, tight end, probably even the wide receivers are involved. They're moving the ball well.
They'll run the option left, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
And on this play, the read for the quarterback was the defensive end, and he was totally focused on the quarterback. He should have given it off inside to the running back. Instead, he kept it and ended up taking a loss on the play.
And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vic Beasley able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And taken right at the 35. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Redskins will take possession with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up. But you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. Wow, now we've got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
Play action. They'll throw. He's going to let this one go deep. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
So incomplete on 2nd down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. And they'll run it here. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And room there to work it inside the 25. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
So 2nd down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd. They'll give it to him right up the gut. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No game.
And Godot's kick is right through. With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number 2, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Let's see what the defense dials up here. 3rd and 4. They'll come out in the pistol. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
A give. This is Bush. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
So 3rd and 5, 3rd and medium here.
Let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They'll drop the throw. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a third down.
Love the effort. Love the dramatics. Getting the feet down. How about a little step shuffle along the sideline there, almost like a great ballet dancer or a tap dancer. All for no gain, though?
I was going to say, it's so pretty, and it gets you nothing. They'll set up a throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down.
That throw has to be a quarterback's dream, doesn't it? Big tight end, curling in the middle of the field, so it's great sight lines for him. And when they show their numbers back to the quarterback, when they sit down right there, that should be pitch and catch.
And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And the punt will kick out of bounds, and it'll be spotted inside the 30-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. The All-Pro in two positions. Khalil Mack there to make the stop.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
They'll keep it in the hands of Bush. And some room to work. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I thought guys that were over 30 weren't supposed to run the football this well in the National Football League. How about that veteran leadership? A big-time run combined with some nice blocking by his offensive line, showing that the ins and outs of being a veteran still has his place in this league. His odometer is not totally turned over yet.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down inside to 45 at the 43. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
They come out here in the eye. They'll hand it off to Bush. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
2nd and 5.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Finding time. And his his throw here's incomplete. Lucky Whitehead, his intended target, and it's third down. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Everyone's got four down. Hurry up, here we go.
They'll look to throw here. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they run successful.
So now on 4th down, Jay Gruden will call on his field goal unit. On the left hash, officially, it's called a 51-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. You add in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder, and sure enough, they can't convert here.
Receiver left, that's Allen. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Will Compton in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 5 yards on the pickup, and it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here, 3rd and 14.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taking it about the 16. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him. That was a good, strong run there. While it won't pick up a 1st down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues.
They'll go again with Bush. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game. Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. They'll try and run for the 1st with Bush. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the 1st. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the 1st down.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Again, we'll see the pistol here. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 7, and they pick up the first. And now they're in the hurry-up. Back to throw now on 1st down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's a foot race. The 20, 10, 5, and he takes it into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery and a touchdown for the Panthers. 2nd time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
He's got it, and it's 17-0. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
4 down, 4 down. All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
The drive starts with Reggie Bush. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Surveying the field. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. And quickly, they get to the line. They'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. 59 yards. And the Redskins are able to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, you heard it, right? You heard the exhale, and I'm taking that from their bench because finally, right before the half, they find a way to get the ball in the end zone and get some points on the board. Maybe they can use that to kickstart them for the second half.
Yeah, just to get something before going into the lockers. And now in the second half, they can just tighten.
It's what they want to do, tighten down everything they're doing, and it maybe explode at the right time.
And Murray now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
All right, here we go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A gain of 6 there on first.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Second down now after the pass completion. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Got him on the slant. Fresh set of downs here. They'll come out in the pistol. On first down, he'll drop to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. And the offense looks to pick up the first here on third after that incompletion. Back to throw again. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask, 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. One receiver left, that's Allen.
Here we go now.
They'll look to throw now on first down. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
Can you do any more work or make it more dramatic for not much gain than what we just saw there? Did you see how his toes got down? Tip-tap, got him down. But what did he get out of it?
He sold the sizzle. He just had no steak.
I mean, was it 1 yard?
Yeah, plays like that, you at least expect a first down. They're just 1 yard. They'll look to throw again. Quick throw, that's complete on the inside slant. Are you kidding me? Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. In the red zone this time.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now you can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Hey. Blue 90.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's caught. caught at the 2. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Stephen Hill in the final seconds of the first half. And the Panthers add on to their lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. To return it, here's Reggie Bush. A little 360. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this
you're
is
going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
With that kind of run on first down, that's a winning type of a run. That just sets things up for them moving forward as they begin the drive.
And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on second down. Another pistol look here.
All right, here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Throwing the slant pattern here complete. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
They'll try the right side with Bush. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it, and they've run it well here to start the second half.
Johnson, and a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Second down following the run. They go to Johnson again. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
On 3rd down, Johnson bulldozes past him. Past the 20. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. 41 yards. And the Redskins are able to close the gap just a bit. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on third down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, pick up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
And Murray now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you've got to win at the point of attack, and on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Watch left, watch left. Tight end to the left, tight end left.
Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. They'll look to throw. And Hill with it over the middle. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to...
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. On the run, it's Bush. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8. It moves the chains.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They'll run it with Johnson. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Underneath for Johnson. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
Back to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. And that's caught inside the 30. A huge play there for Washington. 44 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there. And
he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Well, if you like the guys who run the ball, you're enjoying watching this. But the other guys, especially the defense coordinator, trying to figure out an answer on how to slow down the running game, I think maybe starts to call more blitzes, because you can call run blitzes in order to try and get more people to the point of attack.
They'll run it with Bush, and he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. His pass caught at the 4. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
They'll run it with Johnson. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Old school defensive tackle play dictated just stood up and danced with the guy in front of you. And if a guy came near, tackle him. New school, you don't want to just dance. You want to get past him, get upfield, and make the play in the backfield. A big-time play there.
Let's go! Trying to punch it across with Bush. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
You remember Timmy Jernigan at Florida State. His stoutness that was so impressive there, it still comes into play in the NFL, doesn't it?
If you call stout 300 pounds, and I do, then yes.
Used it well on that play and made a nice tackle for a loss.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. This will be caught at about the 5. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Murray's kick is up and good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. So he missed a field goal earlier, but he says not this time, and he's able to knock it through to give his guys 3.
And that's all you want as a kicker, a chance to redeem yourself. You got to have a short memory if you're going to survive at this level, and he's able to get back on track.
And after the made field goal, Murray back out there to kick this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll run the option left. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on third down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Carolina. A great play there. 46 yards. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And he puts it through. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So out now come the Redskins. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Wide open receiver complete. Give him 16 on the pickup, and it'll be first down Redskins. Really nice little connection there. They go with the corner route, and it works out well.
And the best way to set up the corner route is to throw slants throughout the ball game so that when you're able to get back outside, the defender has to respect the inside game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
Offense looking to avoid a third and long. It's second and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. The line to gain is the 33 on third down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll look to throw again. And he will score. Touchdown, Washington. Their mobile quarterback. His second touchdown of the night. And the Redskins have made this a one-score game.
Big score. First step in their attempt to climb back into this game.
Yes, but still some work to do as they get within a score here. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. And Murray now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. And with the big gain, they'll go ahead and decline the penalty. Carolina getting set to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun, and that's incomplete. First down line at the 34 here on third down.
Let's go. 3-19.
They'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. And here come the Redskins now. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
15 yards there on the catch and run. So an excellent throw and an excellent catch there.
Zone coverage, which means you just have to find the open areas in between defenders. That's exactly what happened on that play.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. That is incomplete. They were looking to get it to Kelvin Benjamin there. And now it's second down. Second down following the incompletion. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. It's complete right side to Benjamin. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Bush on third down. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a fourth down. Here's Spencer Lanning now as he's on to punt for Washington. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Carolina getting set to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. They'll run the option left. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead, first down, fourth quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back, but 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels.
They come out here in the eye. Looking to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style, where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
They're going to look to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
There we go. Nice play, baby. All right, here we go. 3-19.
run it now out of the gun. Fights off another.
I think the second tackler would have learned from the first.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
There's so many definitions of a complete back. I think most people think a guy who can block, a guy who can catch, and a guy who can run. But how about when you put it all together as a runner, and you can fake people out, you can be shifty, and also run with some power and break tackles, as we just saw on that pickup.
Green, 39.
He'll look to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. Offense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a 3rd and 10. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. He'll look to throw. And Allen's got it. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with the running back. It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7.
Let's go! Blue landing! Blue landing!
They'll run it now out of the gun. Still on his feet. The Redskins looking for another timeout, and they get it. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And now the offense operates in the red zone. That one looks like he'll throw here. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Their big tight end from 17 yards out. And the Panthers add on to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. You can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 8. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Benjamin with it over the middle. And he's able to get this one up to the 45-yard line. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll look to throw now on first down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll make this a second down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. They'll give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
First down, he'll drop to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. The reception good for 7. It's third down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Well, not the position they want to be in. Still a very, very small chance here, but they almost need a miracle.
Agreed. That means they've got to get it to the sidelines, get out of bounds, and preserve clock.
He'll look to throw. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Tight right. Let's go.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it third down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Again, he'll drop to throw. Can't find anyone open. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. Carolina getting set to take the field. The clock cannot be stopped here. Defense can't do anything. So kneel it down, take it home.
No doubt about it. It's what you practice for in winning situations each and every week. Victory formation. Take a knee and go on into the locker room and celebrate.
Call it a victory. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Or are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Washington, thanks for watching, and good night, everybody.